Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0 and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to talk about some of the Walking Dead that happened last night. This is like a combination of the last night's show and like a topic video, I guess you want to call it. And basically this is about Glen. Is Glen really dead in The Walking Dead? Because if you guys have not seen the show yet, well, spoiler alert. Give you a second here. Supposedly, Glen is dead in the most recent episode of The Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 3, otherwise known as Thank You. And in this episode, we wind up seeing him trying to create a distraction from a zombie herd so others can escape and go back to Alexandria. Now, in this episode, you wind up seeing him and Nicholas. They wind up getting surrounded by a whole bunch of zombies, okay? And they had no other place but to climb up a dumpster. And they were surrounded, which looks like hundreds and hundreds of zombies all around them. And they couldn't go anywhere. And Nicholas, throughout the episode, you can see is a loose cannon. He's starting to lose it. The apocalypse is just becoming too much for him. It's overwhelming him. And the next thing you wind up seeing is that he says thank you and winds up going ba-boom. And he winds up freaking killing himself. And as he's falling, he knocks over Glen and they both fall onto the ground. And the zombie herd chows down on what you think is Glen, and you see him looking up and going and can't believing, and you seeing intestines flying all over the place, and you're just like, no, not Glen, oh my god, how can Glen be dead? Now, is Glen actually dead? I think he is. As heartbroken and felt and a lovable character that he is, I just don't see it surviving. Now, here's a theory where he could possibly not be dead, okay? But even, it's a far-fetched one, and just humor me here. So, when you see him actually fall off, right? And I watched this a couple of times, because I was just like, why aren't the zombies going for his face? Well, at the same time, you wind up seeing Nicholas fall with him. Nicholas falls... it looks like it's on top of him, because when Glen first falls, it looks like he was pinned down and he couldn't move. Now you're thinking that the zombies are eating at him and everything else, but it looks like maybe Nicholas was on top of him and they're chowing down on Nicholas and they're not getting to Glen at this moment. And all you see is Glen's head moving up and down going, oh god no, you know. So could there be a way that they're chowing down Nicholas and right now they're not eating at Glen and somehow Glen maybe survives? I don't know. It's just a hard theory to think about. And it's just, I just don't see it happening because eventually they're going to make their way down to Glen, right? So, but I don't know. It's like it made it believable that, hey, it's hard to believe that Glen is actually dead. And if you guys have read the comic book series, and this is a spoiler, but this has been this long happened, in the comic book, Glen's death is much, much different. We come across the Negan character in the show, and Glen winds up getting bashed in the face by Negan's baseball bat called Lucille. And the last words that are announced from Glen as he's being bashed in, by his skull being bashed in, was Maggie, Maggie, and he winds up getting his head crushed and destroyed and whatnot. So who knows what's going to happen, but if this is the case, this is a much different death when it comes to Glen's death in this show than in the comic. And this shows that Robert Kirkman likes to put a spin on things compared from the comic book into the TV show. And what's going to happen with when Negan gets introduced into the show, what's going to happen with his character, and what's he going to do to make an impact towards the viewers on the TV show. I can honestly say that this was a very impactful episode of The Walking Dead, and a lot of people love Glenn. He's been there since the beginning, and if he's truly dead, he will be missed. And my hat's off to the character, because he was a wonderful character. And rest in peace, Glenn. Maybe you're not dead, but again, that's a far-fetched theory. Guys, leave me your comments below on what you think of this episode of The Walking Dead. Do you think there's a chance that Glenn could still be alive? And guys, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. And until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.